everyone, today I'm going to talk about 3 of my favorite fictional couples. So this is book talk number 3 of my 12 video challenge. So if you want to know the details of my 12 video challenge, you can watch my previous video, which I'll link down below. So let's just get straight into it. So my number 1 favorite couple is Dorian and Sorsha from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. So basically, I always love a book about, opposites attracting. So this is such a case. Dorian is an extroverted person, and he is extroverted and charming both in appearance and personality. While on the other hand, Sorsha is an introvert, and in fact, she's one of the most timid and shy person I've ever encountered in a book. So it's really fun and sweet to see the extroverted Dorian slowly inching his way into Sorsha's heart. I myself am sort of more of a shy person, and I can really relate to Sorsha, especially her uncertainty as to whether or not she should let her affections show. I could almost picture her internal struggles, thinking about should I make a move or not? Should I tell him that I like him? And I think it's just very relatable and very cute. And also there's the aspect of social status. So Dorian in the book is the crown prince of a fantasy kingdom called Aderlan, while on the other hand, Sorsha is just a healer in the castle. So basically her status is almost like that of a servant. So you can clearly see that their relationship might not work out. So throughout the book, you're just thinking, will their relationship work out? Will they get together in the end? So that angsty feeling also adds so much to their love and their relationship. That is my number 1 couple. The second couple that I wanted to talk about is Kevin Sheldrake and Laura Donaldson from The Devil's Cure by Kenneth Opel. The Devil's Cure is an adult novel, so the romance there is quite different from the previous Throne of Glass series. Kevin Sheldrake is an FBI agent, and Laura Donaldson is a doctor that specializes in cancer treatment. So their careers seem completely unrelated, but they crossed paths when a cult leader who is speculated to have the cure of cancer in his blood escaped from prison. So the FBI Kevin is trying to catch the cult leader, while Laura is basically trying to get the cult leader's blood because so that she might be able to develop a treatment for cancer. When their paths crossed, they just started to develop a relationship. And I liked how their relationship developed slowly, because one issue I have with YA novels is that I often think that their relationships develops way too fast. It's like one moment they have just met, and the next chapter they're already kissing or making out and whatever. But with Kevin and Laura, their relationship developed slowly, and they slowly grows to care about each other. One more thing that I really liked about the novel is that both Kevin and Laura were hurt in past relationships before. So Kevin was divorced and Laura had been cheated on. So both of them sort of lost hope in love. But when they got to know each other, they started to believe that perhaps love is still possible. And I just really liked the way they although they're both sort of broken inside, they complete each other. Contrary to Dorian and Sorsha, who are kind of polar opposites, Kevin and Laura are very similar in a lot of aspects. For example, they're both perfectionists and they're both very stubborn at times. So their relationship isn't all smooth sailing, but it was great to see how it turned out in the end. So the last couple I want to talk about is James Alderidge and Hazel Windicott from Lovely War by Julie Berry. So Lovely War is a book about World War I, and it is very unique in that it is narrated by Aphrodite, which is a Greek goddess. So you know that this book would be really heavy on the romance since it is narrated by the goddess of love, and boy, she did not disappoint. The romance in this book is just so sweet. It tugs at your heart, it makes you smile, it also breaks your heart, and it just gives you all the feels. So James Alderidge is a young British boy who is going to be sent to the front lines to fight the war, and Hazel Windicott is the pianist within her community. So James and Hazel met during a sort of a farewell party where the young soldiers would be able to listen to music and dance a bit before they get sent to the war. Hazel is the pianist for the party, so she wasn't going to do any dancing because she just preferred to stay behind her piano, and since she isn't the romantic type. But Hazel just seemed to catch James' eye since the beginning, and James was just really intrigued by this mysterious piano girl, so he mustered up the courage and asked Hazel to dance. And their relationship started from there, and they fell in love. But you know that their love is not going to be easy because James is literally going to be sent to war after 1 week. But you can see that their love still went strong, and despite the war, they still loved each other. And you can really see that even in the most ugly and darkest times, some of the most beautiful love stories still exist. And I'm just going to read an excerpt of one of my favorite sections in the book. So I'm going to read you an excerpt of the part when James just met Hazel and he was asking her to dance. So let's do it. James pulled Hazel as close as he dared. "I'm afraid I don't really know how to dance," confessed Hazel. "There's a reason I stay behind the piano." James stopped immediately. "Would you rather not dance?" Hazel fixed her gaze on his necktie. "No, I'd like to, but you mustn't laugh at me." "I wouldn't," he said seriously. He slid back into the music. "When I trip and fall then?" She hoped this would come across as a bit of a joke. He pressed his hand a shade more firmly into her back. "I won't let you fall." Oh my goodness. James is just so honest and upright and so 老实. I don't know how to say 老实 in English, but he is just the type of guy that I would totally fall for. And Hazel as well, she is so gentle and kind-hearted. And even when James was suffering from PTSD because of the war, Hazel just stuck with him all along. I really recommend this book to you, and I really hope you love James and Hazel as much as I love them. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in book talk number 4. Bye! James is just the loveliest, sweetest guy ever.